I'm not crazy. Nasruddin Imavov is going to become the champ in 2025, the middleweight champion by December 2025. Or no, not really. By at least May 2026, given no injuries, he will be the champ. Because Dracus isn't going to fight again. He's not going to do August and September. Um, so yeah, or Kamzat. I'll get into that in a minute. Nasruddin Imavov is one of the most underrated fighters in the whole entire UFC, arguably the most underrated for how good he is. People think he's good, but they don't think he's as good as he really is to the to a big extent. And man, I love stuttering in my videos. That's nice. Um, Look, he's had a great resume, and I'm gonna go over this video in three parts. The first part being why I believe he's so great. Second part being how I could counter some reasons why people won't think that, like, oh, he won't beat Drakus, or he won't beat Sean Strickland again, or he won't beat Kamzat or whatever for these reasons. And I'm gonna counter each reason that I'm gonna come up with people that I'm gonna think people will come up with. And I'm not trying to do like a straw man argument in which I pick an argument that I think that is easy to answer. I'm gonna try to come up with the hardest ones. And no fighter is perfect, so I'll be criticizing him in this video too. And the final video is like for me to say a bunch of stuff that's gonna happen with Nasruddin and the rest of the middleweight division, so I could come back and be like, oh shit, look, I was right, haha. Yeah, that's kind of what these videos are really about at this point. So let's go through it. Why do I think he's so great? Um, I think his footwork and his striking is some of the greatest footwork and striking I've ever seen in a really long time. Again, I know I'm talking really big on him, and it seems like, oh my god, there's Ilya Taporia in this, and I'm not gonna be, oh, only the flyweights are good because they're smaller, so they're more technical. I'm not gonna be like that. Middleweights are technical too, so we're light heavyweights and heavyweights. I mean, we saw how he knocked out Izzy. I'm gonna describe it because I can't show the video, but memory serves me right. They were playing the switch dance battle around that when that knockout happened. Let me sit up. And am I in focus? Yes. And Izzy switched, Nasruddin switched, Nasruddin clocked him with the right. And I thought that was really cool. He knocked out Israel Adesanya, and I don't want to hear this. Oh, Israel's like shit now. I don't want to hear that. I hate that. You can't. What are you gonna say? Is he got fraud checked? Like, no. He beat Israel Adesanya. It's a great win. He beat Jared Cannonier. Now look, I'm gonna get to my third part. That's the second part where I counted at a point. Uh, he's had such a great run. I pulled up his stats and I'm gonna his other fights because I'm blanking out on them because I'm nervous because I haven't made a video in a while. Um, it was Brendan Allen. Then no, it was Roman Cherry Candy. All right, so we have the no contest with Chris Curtis. What are you gonna do? Roman Dolidze fight, amazing win. Brendan Allen, great win. He killed Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen won the first round. I remember that fight. I memorized that fight because I'm a Brendan Allen fan too. So tough being me, huh? You gotta wake up and you're like, oh, Brendan Allen's really okay. I'm getting off topic, but oh, Brendan Allen's really good with the grappling, and then he loses, and it's like, oh, that sucks. That's kind of how it is being a Brendan Allen fan. But anyways, great win over Brendan Allen. Great win over Jared Cannonier. I guess you could say Kaio's was better, but those there's not really that big of a difference. You know what I mean? Like between their two fights, like there's like yes, Caio Borralho's win over Jared Cannonier. Fuck, I hate this chair. Is much better than not much better, but is better than Nasruddin's, but not better enough for it to be that big of a difference. If I had to pick one, I would pick Caio's kind of thing. But anyway, speaking of that Caio Borralho, he knocks out Caio in one round. He knocks out Caio Borralho in one round. So why do I think he's great? I think that ever since the Sean Strickland fight, his striking ability has gone up like crazy. Maybe something happened to him. It was a very embarrassing loss, and I'll get to why I think he's gonna win the second time. And with these with those moments, it really shows like, oh, what are you gonna do now? You lost the fight. You absolutely should have won against a short notice Sean Strickland, and you got body 50-45. What are you gonna do? And look at what he's done. He's gone. Sorry. Dolidze. Well, other than Curtis, no contest. I'm not gonna count that to win. Dolidze, Cannonier, Allen, Izzy. He's on a 4-fight win streak, and he's doing great. You know. I think his grappling is really good. I think it's good enough to counter Khamzat's at least. I mean, again, we're gonna every Khamzat hater says this. I'm not a Khamzat hater, by the way, but every Khamzat hater says, look at the Usman fight. Look at the third round. Look at the Gilbert Burns fight. To his credit, I'm gonna say, look at the fucking the Whitaker fight. That was no accident. That's not a freak accident. That was skill. There's no, oh, it was his jaw. He has a jaw thing. No, it was skill. I'm gonna say it was skill. It wasn't like a broken nose thing. It wasn't like a Justin Gaethje broken nose thing, which also isn't really a thing. But some people talked about the broken nose in the first round against Max Holloway at 300. But to get off topic, what I gotta do? I gotta have like a. You guys ever seen The Simpsons? Where Bart takes like Focusyn? I don't even have ADHD. I don't know why I'm talking like this. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna upload every day now. But anyways, let's get to the reasons why people don't like. I don't think anyone dislikes Nasruddin, but people don't have the faith in him that I have, or don't think he's as good as I think he's as good as he is. So let's start off with the big one, Sean Strickland. Now look, Sean Strickland beat him. Sean Strickland doesn't change. Nasruddin changes. In all honesty, does Nasruddin change enough? No. No. I think if Nasruddin fought that same Sean Strickland, he'd lose. But here's something I want to bring up about Sean Strickland that I can know for a fact it's not just more than one fight. Sean Strickland, for the love of God, cannot do rematches. He has this thing where he just can't do it. I think with a lot of these rematches, like with Dracus, really, he can't do it. And he looked horrible in the Dracus rematch. That's what I want to say. He looked horrible in the Dracus rematch. And I'm not gonna. Well, then you say, "Oh, well, that's Dracus. He's a champ." Nasruddin hasn't proved himself to be a champ. So I don't want. I want to like not gonna. I'm not going for that point. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, oh, he could beat Dracus now because he could beat Sean Strickland now because he's beat Israel Adesanya. I'm not saying that. There's a fundamental issue with Sean Strickland in which he doesn't change his style, and I have more faith in Nasruddin and almost pretty much everybody who's facing Sean Strickland to adapt and change their game plan for Sean Strickland. Kind of like how Dracus does, Because Sean Strickland doesn't adapt. He blatantly just did his same old shit that didn't work the first time for another 25 minutes. Didn't win either fight. No way. So if I think they fought today, I think Nasruddin would adapt. I think he would find a way Sean's not getting knocked out, but he would find a way to win by decision. UD, I almost would say 50-45. How about that? That's my bold take. Nasruddin 50-45 Sean today because Sean doesn't change, and I think Nasruddin could change. So that's Sean Strickland. Robert Whitaker's out. I don't even think I even need to talk about Robert Whitaker. I mean, I'm sorry, Robert Whitaker fans. Not really sorry, because I'm not a liar, and I speak the truth, my truth. There's no such thing as my truth, but my opinion truthfully. There you go. Yeah, he's done. He's done. I think he's got 2 more fights in him, maybe 3 tops, and then he's out. Robert Whitaker. He's retired. But good on him. Great career. It's just he's not hanging out with the top dogs, and he doesn't seem like the type of guy who wants to be not around the top dogs. I think he loses to everybody in the top five right now. I don't think is he in the top five now? He can't be. He shouldn't be. I'm gonna check that later, but I don't think he is. But anyways, he loses to everyone in the top five, and if he's in the top five, then everybody else in the top four. But then Andrew Jerkis, so it's still top five or top six. Who cares? You get the point I'm trying to make here. So that's him. Who's next? You know, then there's Hernandez. He beats Hernandez. He's fighting Roman Dolidze. A little sneak peek to my opinion on that. I have Anthony Hernandez in that. What a fighter. He's killing it right now. He's on. Watch out for Anthony Hernandez. He's gonna be somebody. But not as long as Nasruddin Imavov is in the thing. So let's talk about Khamzat, and then we'll get to Dracus. Khamzat Chimaev is really good. And I'm going to say something that everyone's been saying, and everyone's been saying it because it's true. We've seen him in past rounds, and he hasn't looked to be, he wasn't bores in it. Is bores in it a good, boresing it a good word? I know these bores. I'm inventing that phrase for him. Boresing it. It wasn't boresing it, in the last couple rounds against Usman and Burns. Wasn't doing his thing like he always does. So the question is can Nasruddin grapple with him? I think Nasruddin, if he tries to defend it and expects it, then yes. If he just says, if I go down, I'm cooked. If he doesn't have a game plan for going down, that isn't just run away, and I think you should play into it a little bit. Let's say this. They come in, right? The touch gloves, rush in. Khamzat rushes. He catches a double. He gets a double leg under the butt, right? Pushes him against the cage. Nasruddin pushes him off. I think if Nasruddin plays it really patiently and almost tries to flip it on him, if Nasruddin can take down Khamzat and then get up, I know it seems crazy, but against the clinch, against the cage, I think Nasruddin can take down Khamzat. I'm not crazy. Stop. I already know everyone's you're typing in the comments, so you're thinking oh shit, this guy's crazy. What a dumbass. I'm not a dumbass. I know this shit. It's all I watch. I have a feeling. I have a feeling about some of these things. And I have a gut feeling. So that's how I think it goes. I think he won't finish Khamzat, but he might finish Khamzat in the 4th or the 5th. I don't think he finishes him in the first 3 rounds. But he's either going to get a 4th or 5th TKO or a decision against Khamzat. And then there's Dracus du Plessis. Mr. Cartoon Man. Mr. I'm going to, the joke that he acts like a Looney Tunes character when he fights. He's pulling out crazy shit, that no one's seen before, like Bugs Bunny does. I think with Dracus, I think Nasruddin just gets in the right spot at the right time, if that makes sense. Kind of like how we did with Izzy. I don't. Dracus is okay. To talk about Dracus, how he actually fights, and not like this, kind of joke way. He's a brawler. He rushes in. Now, I know what you're going to say. Well, if Israel Adesanya couldn't catch him, how could Nasruddin did? Well, Nasruddin caught Izzy. And he didn't just catch him. He caught him. He read that shit. He read where his chin was going to be. And he, bam. Lead punch, too. Lead right. Got him. Look, bam. Good shit. I look like an idiot. But it's okay. He did that. He did that shit. And I think he does it to Dracus. Now, does he do it to Dracus early? No. I think Dracus gets tired. And I don't think Nasruddin will get tired. We talk about Khamzat getting tired. This might seem crazy to me. It might seem crazy to say this. That last round, that round where he submitted Izzy, he looked a little tired. He looked really good in the Sean fight though, in the second one. He looked really good in that. So I don't know what it was. about that Izzy fight. So maybe I'm not going to use that as like a main point because he did really well against Sean, cardio wise, and everything wise. But I don't know. I don't know. There's just something about Nasruddin. He's just the perfect fighter in my opinion. You know, he's the perfect. You know, he's not too striky. He's not too grappling. He's pretty striky, but he's not too grappling. You don't know what you're gonna get from him. He's a little bit of everything, but he's really confident. I think that's a really big thing I want to talk about. He's super confident, not cocky. He's confident in the way he fights. He's not like a if this doesn't happen, I'm cooked or I'm like fucked scenario. I feel like a lot of fighters these days have like a if my game plan doesn't work, what do? I can't do anything. I lose. And it's almost that they would rather lose their game plan than try something new and try something new. They would rather lose executing their game plan or try something rather than try something new and be embarrassed by it. How much time am I going at? 16 minutes. Wow. Long video, y'all. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think Nasruddin is just the real fucking deal. I think he's super underrated. So you probably clicked on this if you got this far. I mean, holy shit, does and does. I'm working on it. But if you clicked on this video, you clicked on it for two reasons. Well, one of the two reasons. One, you agree with me and you're like, oh my god, this guy's finally saying this. Or two, you think I'm an idiot. You're like, Nasruddin's not underrated. Nasruddin is shit. He sucks. He beat Chan. To be like mean but like kind of nice, I'm not gonna respect an opinion of someone who loves a fighter because of their personality. So I think we know what fans we're talking about here. But if you clicked on my video because you're a Sean Strickland fan and you like him for his personality and not his fight style, and you're eager to hate on anyone he's beaten, then sure. I mean, it's free country. What am I gonna do? Tell you not to click on the video? Tell you not to write your opinion on it? It is what it is. But for a moment, let's time out from the Sean Strickland glaze. I'm not a Sean Strickland hater. I mean, I don't like him personally. I don't even know him personally. I don't like the character he portrays. Like, Colby Covington's funny. Like, Colby Covington's a really good actor. He's bullshitting everything. It's like all like a joke, but he's like Colby Covington's kind of funny. If you think Colby Covington acts the way he acts, because that's who he is on person, then you might need an IQ test, because he doesn't. It's a character. It's very obvious it's a character, But I think it's cool. It's funny. It's like add something to the UFC. It's nice, Every once in a while to have a fighter like that. Not everybody, but one or two. But with Sean, it feels like Sean's just like, look at me, look at what I said today. Aren't I crazy? Aren't I edgy? I like dark humor. I don't know how dark humor people talk, but you get the point. So I feel like that's why Nasruddin is so underrated, because I feel like a lot of Sean Strickland fans don't are really. They're not fans of him because of the way he fights. Because in all honesty, who is? I mean, I don't like being mean to fighters. I'm not gonna do this thing where I say, "Oh, I hate you. You fight like a bitch." I'm not gonna do that. But I will say that Sean Strickland fights for some opponents. Sean Strickland's style is very smart and works. In other opponents, it doesn't work. Sean Strickland's style is Sean Strickland's mental issues of him not being able to adapt keep him back, and his style doesn't work for everybody. But his style isn't that entertaining. It's respectable from a winning perspective, and it's pretty good. It works in some scenarios. Is it perfect? Obviously not, given recent losses. But it's not entertaining. And I don't. Maybe I'm on the wrong side of the MMA world, but I don't see a lot of videos praising Sean Strickland's fighting. For the technicality and doing in-depth analyses. His show's pretty good. I'll give him that. It's really cool. But anyways, Nasruddin doesn't speak English. He's not going to reach a lot of people. What are you going to do? He's number one contender for a reason. So, I think he's gonna beat the winner of Drakus Hamzat. I'm still on the fence about that. I could go either way, and I'll have to, really sit with myself and decide who I want, who I think, not want. Just a little slip up right there. Who I think is going to win, and then who I want to win. Who I want to win. I want to see Hamzat versus Nasruddin. I want to see that fight. I think that'd be a really cool fight, just for Nasruddin. If it's, I think Nasruddin versus Hamzat would be way cooler, entertaininger, and awesomer. Awesomer isn't a word, but more awesome than Drakus, Nasruddin. And that's no dig at Drakus. I just think that those two together will make a better fight. No dig at Drakus. I think Drakus is a good fighter, but yeah, Nasruddin. All right, so video's pretty much over. So I'm gonna go over champion. I'm not champion. I'm gonna go over channel updates. So other than the fact that my room is 86 degrees, and I'm busy doing a bunch of and I was busy doing a bunch of stuff. Life's pretty good. I can't complain. I'm alive. What are you gonna do? What else can you complain about? Videos will be coming out daily. I'm going to try my hardest to figure out a way to do a live watch of tomorrow's fight. Barber Blanchfield. Just to do a little test. I know no one's gonna watch it because it's a fucking horrible card. But I want to do a test. I want to do that. I want to make a video pretty much every day. About something MMA related. Some videos, because I don't want to be a news channel. I mean, I'm gonna record the. I'm not gonna report. I'm gonna use the word report. I'm going to give my opinion on the big things, but I'm not going to just state facts and then call it a day. Then what am I? Go on the internet, go on follow ESPN, get all that news. So, and I really like to make think pieces about some of these fighters because I think no one's really doing that right now, and I like it. I think highly of a lot of these people, and I think they're really cool. And I think there's a good story to them, and I think people want to hear that story, and I want to tell that story, and I want to make videos and really educate myself more. I need to stop saying I need to work on that. I'm getting into it. I'm trying to get more comfortable being on camera. I've always been comfortable on camera, but not really. I'm lying. Yeah. So I guess I gotta work on the stutter a little bit when I'm on video. So maybe if I live stream for 8 hours, I get all the stutters out, right? So every day, a new video every day. I'm gonna really try to do that. And it might not be a long video. Some might be 5 minutes. Some might be fucking 22 minutes, like all these other ones. And a live stream counts as a video, by the way. Just for the record. Maybe I'll make a reaction video after, though. So who cares? I'm gonna do it. Work really hard. I'm gonna try to get it done. It's fun for me. And, it's something cool I could do. And I really hope you guys like this video. So new videos every day. Sorry for being gone for a while. I finished school, university. My first year. I'm still going to my sophomore year this fall. But then I had some personal matters I had to deal with. Coming back home and all that. Moving shit around. But I'm here. Look, I'm on the camera. It's pretty good. Video's up. You're watching. Video's out there. So obviously I made it. And how do you guys like this camera angle? I mean, this is me in my room. My computer's right here. So I guess I might have to move it around because you guys don't want to look at. I'm looking at my computer, so you guys don't want to see this all live stream me watching the fight. I obviously can't show the fight, so it'll probably be like right here. It's hard to explain. You'll see it. If I don't like it, guess what? Next stream I'll change it. I have a ton of time. We all have a ton of time. Everyone's worried about time all the time. I'm not. I have a lot of time ahead of me. I have no need to worry. No rush. But yeah, like, subscribe. I don't know how many views it's gonna get, but I hope it's good. Every day, and they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good. They're not gonna be shit. Some might be a little more small. Some might be a little shorter, but what are you gonna do? Goodbye. Like and subscribe, please. Be really cool. Thank you. Stop recording.